So you heard about that Cortex X1 have a machine learning module, and we want to try to use this machine learning to be able to identify those email that is phishing or not phishing, because when too many the way we ingest alert or incident into our Xsoar, every email will create one incident, and without deduplications or any way to filter it out, there's will be a lot of incidents, and the workload of those analysts will become very high. So by using machine learning, we can filter some of those incidents out by creating some kind of value based on the text field of those email. By looking through the email body and the email subjects, we can predict whether it's phishing or spam or something. And by doing that, we will have less incident to look at. And the content pack that we will be using is the machine learning. As you can see over here, that the machine learning have 7 different automations and 3 playbooks to play with. And we can, after install this playbook, after install with this content pack, we have the access into the out-of-the-box machine learning model, or some playbooks to create those machine learning model. There's another way to create machine learning model, is to just create here a new model and type a model name like then we will ingest those kind of incidents, incident type like phishing, or most of the time it's going to phishing, and the date range and the maximum number of alerts to test, and to be able to map into different kind of result. We have 3 different results here that we can actually change it. We can change it to spam, malicious, or we can type it our own, like some kind of things like that. And we use one field to actually filter, to actually put into those kind of verdict. So like here we have normal, personal, or something like that, but we cannot start to train because it has to have 100 incidents already inside Xsoar to be able to train this model using this kind of way. So what's the point of having a kind of Xsoar machines when we cannot use it at day one? We have to use it after like create ingest thousands or 10,000s of those emails, and the analysts are required to mark it with a field with some kind of field here, so that the machine can actually understand which is which. So by doing that, it's gonna take like a few months or something like that to create a model. There's another way to create model, which I will do here, that is using that we'll be using the file itself, the file, instead of using those incidents that put into Xsoar. So the file, we will need to create a file that is CSV based, and from that file we have all the content of those email put into the file. Let me show you an example of that file I created based on my own email. So that's why it's personal information. As you can see over here that I have already created a file that have like 6,000 email, and from that I will create use one of those field inside here to be able to do that kind of filtering, and the field that I will be using is important. Is the important field. Let me show you that here. Okay, so yeah, this is the importance page. For the importance, I already do the labeling of those that different. I go one by one through those email that is not spamming, and I mark it as personal. And as you can see over here, there's 209 that matching the personal tag for the important field. How to create this file? Actually, I ingest all the file into Outlook, and from Outlook I use export to file kind of features in Outlook, and that's the way I create this file. After creating this file, I have to make sure that those fields over here, the email subject, especially the email subject and the email body part, have to match the Xsoar field inside here. Let's take a look at this playbook. So you can see over here the file ID, the input format supposed to be CSV, the model name that we will create after running this playbook, and here are the text file, the text scale, the text key. So we have I have to copy this one and create over here email body, and for the subjects I copy this email subject and put the other side. For the email tag keys over here, I use importance, the importance level. So let me show you the one that I created. Here, so over here there's a file ID that I will need to key in manually. Later on I will show that. For the tag key, the one that decide whether the email is legit or is not legit, I will put it here is important, and the phishing label. So for this, right, we will create a comma in between two different car value. So if the value inside the text file is personal, it will mark as legit. If it's normal, then it will mark as spam. So inside the file, let's say it's personal. see there's 209 normal. You see 2000 of that. So by creating this label over here, we can filter through those kind of different things, different label to be different config. Yeah, so that's all. Okay, the incident type, I change the incident type to this, and so that's it. This one is the playbook that I will be using to train, and I also need to change something here inside this, which is the training model. No, I don't. Sorry, I don't want to change anything inside this. So now we already have the file, we have the playbook to train. So let's try to do that. Before doing that, I want to show you what happens to the last training. So as you can see over here, it can show me those keywords in the spam category and those in legit category. It also injects those normal into spam, personal into legit. The numbers change a little bit because there's some duplications and filters now. Then so after that is we'll test the model and see over here the precision of if just take 457 incident set out of the overall 2000 set and go through the model again, it shows that the precision is like 76 and 97%. But before that, you can see there's a lot of trouble that I had previously, like because I'm mapping wrongly, I do not receive any incidents. Or when I do not have enough incidents, the model will not train. Sometimes it does not file anything inside the label mappings because of the way that we have to match exactly the email body and the email subject. And when train the model, there's sometimes have issues like for example, it go through this and have some issue with some issue with taking the file in itself because of Unicode. Here there's some problem with pre-processing file. It have the issue, some of the issue with the file that is not encoded with Unicode. So in order to create that into Unicode, what I have done is to just open this file with Notepad and save it back to Unicode. Here, save as, encoding Unicode, so it will pass that particular issue. Because when we copy many files inside the CSV file, there's some special character that is not be able to ingest it into this model. So that's why we have to use a way to save as Unicode type UETF-8. So that is the way we create the result. So let me try it once more time to show you how I create this model. So right now, because I already delete the model here, so we just try to create a new one. So to create the ML model, okay, choose a playbook. This is supposed to be a playbook that we use. Create this new alert, and in this war room we will have to add a file, drop a file here. Okay. Yes, after we have a file, we will have this file entry ID here, and I will change in this trigger playbook. Just okay, and now I go back to this alert and rerun this. So now it will using that file to create the model. Yeah, so we've finished training the model and the result seems to be legit. And yeah, I just go to the same kind of result again, and now with all the different precision for positive, for true positive, and things. Now let's go and see if the model have been done. Yeah, so this sensitivity is the name of the model. I put it inside the playbook. So how to use this model? We will use the depot predict phishing mode with the model name over here. So let's try it in the playground. So let's try this depot phishing what? Run model name is sensitivity. Let's say the constant threshold is just 0.5 to make sure we receive something. Now let's say we run with something like this to see whether it works or not. Okay. Now this is announcement for competition is the subject line, and this is the content. Okay, this is the email body, and for execution time For the first time when you run the things, it will download the demisto.ml .dl 1.4, and it's around like 1.5 gigabyte. So we will leave some additional time for it to run. Okay, so now we have this, and let's wait for the result. Yeah, so you have a label of spam with a confidence of 94%. Not bad. So with this, we can actually have this label here with the confidence here to be able to put inside some playbook to help the analyst to filter out those spam or filter out those that is not important for them to see. Yeah, that's it for today. But I think there's some other things when you do work with ML that you will find out that is more than meet the eye when preparing the file to be uploaded into Xsoar is quite tedious because you have to go into search into different email and change the label, then have to be able to read the file. I try to use Excel to read it, but I really cannot use it. So that's why I use Notepad++ for editing, and Notepad for formatting into Unicode. Yeah, that's all for today.